It is Wednesday, December 23rd. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Fields Auto Group. And now, a guy who knows the 10th reindeer is named Olive, J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in. I have no idea what that's in reference to. In fact, welcome in. Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by the Fields Auto Group on a Wednesday. Who, John?
The other reindeer, Olive.
I have no idea.
All of the other reindeer. All of the other reindeer.
Ha ha ha! You got me.
You got to have kids, JP. You got to have kids.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't have any. But anyway, let's. We got a busy show ahead. Now that I've been duped right off the top of the show, it's me and Oehser today. That's right. You get us two for the next 30 to 40 minutes. It's first round pick fever in Jacksonville. The Jaguars currently hold the number one overall pick. If the season were to end today, it doesn't. There are 2 games to go. GM interviews are underway. We will hear from our normal co-host, Bucky Brooks. He's not with us live today, but we'll get his thoughts on the 3 reported candidates that have interviewed or will be interviewing soon for the general manager role with the Jaguars after the dismissal of Dave Caldwell earlier this year. Uniform unveiling. Jimmy Luck joins us from the stadium to show off what the Jags will wear in their home finale this week. And we will play, John, you and I will play Big Game Jaguar this week. So we've got a lot going on. Obviously, the team's 1-13. So the things going on around a 1-13 football team are much different than those going on around a team that's, 2 games above 500 and fighting for playoff positioning. That's just how it works. There's a GM search going on right now. The Jags are currently number 1 in the NFL draft next year. There's a quarterback competition in week 16 somehow, but that's happening. That's a real thing, apparently. That's a lot happening for a team that's lost 13 in a row down the stretch of this season here.
Well, it's in a lot of ways, it's next year already. And I'll defer to Brian Sexton, who said that a couple of times on our morning show, Drive Time. But he's right. And it's in a lot of ways, with the GM search already going on, talk of the quarterback, it's about the future, because at 1-13, you don't want it to be about the present. So there's a lot of topics. I'm sure we'll cover them all. But it's a bizarre time. JP, I know you feel it. There's a huge disconnect between what we do all the time, which is cover in the micro, if you will. You cover game to game, and Monday and Wednesday and Thursday, you have your routine and you're talking about matchups. The macro is all anybody cares about, and we get that.
No doubt, but there are still 2 football games to play, and the response to Doug Marrone's comments earlier this week that they're trying to go win football games, and the same as they were a month or 2 ago, by the way. That response has been interesting to watch because, as you said, people, it feels like now, since they see the number 1 pick in their grasp, that's all they have on their mind now. The blinders are on. Anything else to detract from that is not going to go over well publicly.
Well, and I get that because, and this is not at all a knock on fans. This is just, fans do not get a chance to get to know players and coaches the way maybe they would like. So they don't really know from talking to them over the year. They are wired to win. And I get that they haven't won, but Doug Marrone, JP, wakes up at whatever time he wakes up, earlier than I, goes to bed later. He's there every day, and he's dealing with 60 guys who are looking to him for leadership. He's not walking in going, maybe I'm going to try to win this week. It's every waking moment. He can't switch that off just because somebody wants Trevor Lawrence next year, nor should he. That's the great dilemma. And you can say all you want about, well, that's ridiculous. That's all this. But it's how they're wired. They are not going to see things the same way as a fan does. It's never going to happen. So, yes, it unquestionably would be better for the franchise long-term, Trevor Lawrence, if they get the number 1 pick. Maybe that means losing. But don't think they're going to see it that way, because no matter how mad you get about it, they're not.
Right. And if a coach or player loses that, they might as well get out of the business, because if you lose that and don't have that, then the drive to go win all the time, that's what you have to have as a competitor. So, yeah, don't expect that to happen. Now, to the quarterback competition going on, Gardner Minshew and Mike Glennon. Yeah, it's not a controversy because there is no controversy. We've seen all three of the quarterbacks this year and have a pretty good idea of what they are and what they have done and what they probably will do the final couple weeks. I hope they play well, obviously, but we've seen the track record is not great, John. So, what's your early odds favorite to be the starter this week?
I don't know.
That's my best answer. I wish I had a better answer. I mean, honestly, I think Glennon will start, because I think if you were going to Minshew, he would have said it. I feel that, I don't know how passionate I am about the prediction. It's not a hot take. I guess they go with Glennon, because I think over 7 games and then last week as the starter, you've seen what Minshew is, and I get that some people like the scrambling and the creativity and all that. He doesn't make throws downfield that you have to make in the NFL. He doesn't have the pocket presence, or at least he's not showing it, to win in this league. So when they went to Glennon, they went to him because they thought he had at least those things to run an offense better than Minshew did. I guess they go back to Glennon. JP, I don't know how passionate I am about the whole situation.
Right.
It's
what it is at this point. It's week 16, it's Christmas week, and there's a quarterback competition. And Glennon would be playing his old team. That would be the only bit up in Chicago that they would see. James Robinson is on the injury report. He did not practice today with an ankle issue, and he wants to play, according to Doug Marrone. Of course, he's from the state. He's from right outside Chicago. I'm sure he wants to put a good impression in front of the Chicago Bears and go play, and more because he wants to go play. He's an undrafted rookie who's on a great run this year, and he still has some milestones he could achieve before the end of the season, and you can't achieve those milestones sipping Gatorade on the sideline.
Well, I think he'll play because he's a young kid. He's still fired up. You know, he remember when we were young, JP, how we used to have like this bright, optimistic outlook on life and, hey, let's go. I think James still has that. And I'm being a little facetious because it's Christmas week, but yeah, I mean, he wants to play, and he should want to play. The reason Jaguars fans love him is because he's a motivated, professional, everything you want in a guy. If he didn't want to play, they wouldn't love him. He wouldn't be the player that he is. You know, I would hope that if there's any chance at injury, any chance of any favoring, that they would put him on the shelf. They're not going to do that if he's healthy. But in this situation, I think they'll be smart with him and not run him very much. It won't be because they're tanking. It'll be to protect the kid from himself.
So we'll come back in a moment. Some Bear talk ahead. We've got Bucky Brooks, our normal co-host on this show, off today, but we caught up with him earlier for some insight to these reported general manager interviews that are taking place or have taken place over the last little while here. We'll break those down coming up. Jimmy Luck's still scheduled to join us about 20 after the hour as well for the uniform unveiling. We're off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by the Fields Auto Group on the Jaguars Digital Network.
You can step up to luxury now.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Whatever you're driving, you can step up to luxury now. Plus, get our Fields amenities, which include complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes.
Make this your year to step up to luxury at Fields Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Land Rover, Jaguar, and Lexus. When it comes to the ultimate car buying experience, there's only one name that matters: Fields. And Fields matters because you matter. The Fields Auto Group, proud partners of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, We're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Dreamfinders Homes has a simple commitment to their home buyers. Deliver unsurpassed quality, uncompromising value, and an extraordinary level of customization you simply won't find with other home builders. With over 40 communities to choose from, you'll find a location you love and the home of your dreams. Dreamfinders has townhomes, single-family homes, and custom estate homes starting from the high 100s and a wide selection of move-in ready homes. Quality, value, customization. That's the Dreamfinders difference. Call 904-738-0165 or online at dreamfindershomes.com. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Prices subject to change without notice. Equal housing opportunity. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented in part by TIAA Bank. Created to serve, built to perform. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good.
Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour presented by the Fields Auto Group on a Wednesday ahead of Week 16. And it's not just any week. It's Christmas week. JP Shadrick, John Oehser, just in case you didn't know by now, Christmas is, 2 days from now. Tomorrow, John, is Christmas Eve. And the day after that is Christmas Day. And I know, looking at the set behind you, you have been ready for weeks. You've got an elf back there who's seen it all. I'll say that. So the Jaguars have started, apparently, general manager interviews. According to reports, 3 names have been reported so far. Louis Riddick, Trent Baalke, and Rick Smith. Riddick, a former the current Monday Night Football analyst, former Washington and Eagles personnel man. Trent Baalke is here now as the interim former Niners GM there. Rick Smith has a history in this division. Those are the 3 names reported, John. We'll hear from Bucky Brooks here in just a moment, but hey, the process is starting, I guess, is the storyline with this.
Yeah, and anybody who's getting named, I'll say this first. Anybody who's getting named and being interviewed is a legitimate candidate. And yes. I'll say that first. At the same time, obviously you're going to interview Baalke or at least consider him. He's in the building. So I don't know what direction they're going to go, but you want to get that out of the way first, because at some point expediency becomes a deal here, because whoever you're going to pick, if you choose somebody from the outside, you don't want to wait. Riddick and Smith, also very legitimate candidates. Rick Smith's, 4 division titles, and Riddick's going to be a GM in the league at some point. They also happen to satisfy the Rooney Rule element, which means that part of the process, no matter what they do, is done once they interview those guys. So now, I don't expect these 3 to be the only ones, but now you can do whatever other due diligence. If it's Smith, go do your other due diligence. You can come back and get the hire made quick. Getting these out of the way because they're out there, they're available, you can do them now. You can't do any other guy in the league if he's in the league already because of tampering and all that. So get these guys done. You're ready now. You've got 3 done, or however many it's going to be. I don't know the number. And then you can start moving. If you have other people in the league you want to interview, you can move on those guys when you move on them.
I caught up with our co-host, John, on this show every Wednesday. Bucky Brooks, NFL Network analyst. We'll have a full conversation about everything that's happened this week on the Publix Tailgate Show this Sunday ahead of kickoff on Jaguars Radio. But this portion was his insight to each of these 3 names that have been reported. General manager interviews reportedly have started this week. And I know on Jaguars.com this week you had some writing about some of the candidates and what they bring to the table. Let's go through them. Let's start off with Louis Riddick, who's been reported to have interviewed with the Jaguars, Monday Night Football analyst. Tell us about his past.
So Louis Riddick is funny because Louis and I were teammates with the Oakland Raiders back in the day, and I would say is one of the brightest minds in football. Obviously, you hear how he conveys and teaches the game to fans on Monday Night Football during the telecast and also on ESPN. He certainly gets it from a big picture perspective. He has been influenced the right way, having played in Cleveland under Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. He understands how football should be played. He is more the type that will lean towards an old school tent in terms of smart, fast, physical football. He wants to have a team that is strong down the middle. And I think he has said that on numerous occasions when he's had the opportunity to talk about team building on TV. And so he is obviously someone who has worked in a couple of different front offices, the Washington football team, the Philadelphia Eagles as a pro director. And so what he doesn't have in top end experience, he makes up for in his expertise and how he's been influenced by those who have been very, very successful in the league.
Next name up, Trenton Baalke. He is the in-house option, at least at the moment. The interim GM right now. He came on in January of this year. We know his track record with the 49ers. They had some success when he was there.
Yeah, he's had a lot of success. He is a guy who kind of worked up the ranks as a scout. He has been with a few different organizations, the Jets, Washington, before making his way to San Francisco. Really worked with a guy that I'm really familiar and fond with, and that's Scott McCloughan. And they built that 49ers team into a juggernaut. You see some of the picks and some of the things that they were able to do, the way they played. They certainly were a star-studded group who had a lot of success. And I think if he had an opportunity to really put his imprint on the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think you would see some of those things play out. Big and strong in the trenches, defense that really has pass rushers that's able to control it, fast at the second level on defense. And then if you flip the offense, playmakers, running game, quarterback that's dynamic, he understands how to build that. And so if he had his opportunity with all the picks and the things that are set up for whoever takes over the role, he certainly would be able to build this team in the vision of a fast physical football team that should have a lot of success.
Bucky, the final name we'll discuss today that has been mentioned as an interviewee is Rick Smith, a guy we know well in the AFC South with his time down in Houston.
Yeah, Rick Smith has been very, very successful as a general manager. In 12 seasons in Houston, he had 8 teams that were 500 or better. They won 4 division titles, a 3-4 playoff mark. And then I think when you look at the draft record is pretty impressive. J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, Jadeveon Clowney, DeAndre Hopkins, all were guys that came and were cornerstone players for that franchise. I think with Rick Smith, what you're getting is a very experienced guy who is a great communicator. I think if you look at his relationships, not only with scouts, but with the head coaches, he has been able to get along and try and create a cooperation that allows the team to kind of have one voice and one vision. And so when you look at the Jaguars and the situation with the number of draft picks, the salary cap space, the young talent that's available, I would like to think that Rick Smith would be able to hit the ground running, particularly because he has a familiarity with the division that should give him an edge over some candidates.
General manager interview. We have Bucky Brooks. Bucky Brooks, our co-host on Jaguars Happy Hour each Wednesday. He also joins us on the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio. We'll have the full conversation this week available on the Publix Tailgate Show Sunday ahead of the Bears-Jaguars matchup. And John, he's going to be quite somebody to have on the air with us. Quite a good contributor, certainly, I think, during this whole process and leading up to the draft as well. We're looking forward to having Bucky around here.
No, it'd be great. And I think I've joked with Bucky before, but it would not surprise me if in the future he were to get back into this end of the business, meaning either as a player personnel person, a GM, because he's good. He knows the game, and he knows. I've talked to him before about this. Player, scout, media guy. He's seen big picture. He's seen the whole league. A tremendous amount of insight. I don't know how long we'll have him at Jaguars.com, frankly, because my guess is he'll be in the league at some point in his career.
Somebody who knows a lot of football is Jimmy Luck, and he'll join us in just a moment. When we return, we'll get the uniform unveiling for the Jags this week. And a little later, big game Jaguar. We're about halfway home. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by the Fields Auto Group on the Jaguars Digital Network.
You can step up to luxury now.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Whatever you're driving, you can step up to luxury now. Plus, get our Fields amenities, which include complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes.
Make this your year to step up to luxury at Fields Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Land Rover, Jaguar, and Lexus. When it comes to the ultimate car buying experience, there's only one name that matters: Fields. And Fields matters because you matter. The Fields Auto Group, proud partners of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
The wait for the holidays is over, America. It's time to make some joy. And we're here to help with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. We're offering the best deals of the season across the Ford lineup, so you can road trip with the whole family comfortably in a Ford Expedition. Bring home a tree that's bigger than you ever have with a built Ford Tough F-150. And find new ways to make the holidays bright this year when you visit your local Ford dealer. The joy is up to you, America, so let's get to it. Ford, built for the holidays.
Pinpoint, the official signage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, helps business decision makers like you maximize the impact of their brand. Your company's identification, advertising, and even the words you use make an impression on your clients. With Pinpoint as your coach, you can make sure it's a good impression. Pinpoint provides the creative design and production services for anything you need to enhance your brand, from custom signage to complete marketing solutions. Step up your game with Pinpoint and create the ultimate brand experience for your clients. Visit experiencepinpoint.com.
Jaguars Happy Hour is presented in part by Dreamfinders Homes, homes that fit your lifestyle. Next Grill, everyone's invited. And Adecco. Visit AdeccoUSA.com.
Welcome back. It's Week 16. The Jaguars host the Bears this Sunday, and this is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by the Fields Auto Group. JP Shadrick, John Oehser, and we head down to the stadium, TIAA Bank Field. Jimmy Luck, head equipment manager, joins us heading into the holidays. Hello, Jimmy. What's up?
Hello. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
We're ready for Christmas and then getting ready for the Bears-Jaguars game this Sunday. There's a lot going on, obviously, with the holidays coming up, but how much does that change the football schedule, the equipment staff schedule, and everything the next couple of days?
Well, it gets us a kind of a day off in the middle there. So we'll be off on Friday, Christmas Day. So that'll be cool. You don't really get too many of those during the season. So that'll be nice. We'll get out of here a decent hour Thursday, get a little, Christmas Eve in, and then sleep. Well, at my house, we can sleep in a little bit. I'm sure George will be up and early at his house with his kids. But, we get a nice little day off and ready to go back Saturday and then take on the Bears Sunday.
So here we are in Week 6. Yes, John. Yes.
Jimmy,
yes, sir.
Did you get my present? The gift I gave you.
FedEx. I don't think the late FedEx has run yet.
Oh, I didn't get yours either, so thanks for nothing.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Oh, well. Wow, that was a long setup for that one, but it was well worth it. I like it. So Week 16, it's a home game. Chicago, it's probably freezing cold. I haven't looked at the weather there, but here today it's in like 70 degrees or something. Now there's a cold front coming through on Christmas, Jimmy. So what's the forecast on Sunday, and how do you prepare for it?
It actually should be warming back up on by Sunday. I think the high Friday is supposed to be like 45, somewhere around in there. Ooh. So kind of glad we're not practicing that day. But no, it should be nice on Sunday. Field should be in good shape. So hopefully everything will be hopefully smooth. Hopefully we can do all our work during the week, and then so we can kind of watch the game on Sunday.
Yeah, watch the game, get ready to go, and then get ready to have a good performance against the Bears this week. All right, Jimmy, let's do it. The moment of truth. This is what we wait on every week. We got to have it. Love seeing it. The Jaguars uniform combination debut. What do you got?
All right. So for the last home game, we're going to go with the black jerseys. So we got Adam Gotsis, my Georgia Tech guy, or one of them. We actually have multiple.
Very nice.
And then we're going to go with the white pants. So we're going to go black jerseys, white
over
pants.
White. Black over white. That's right. You were close to those. Oh, careful. Careful. The microphone went away. It's somewhere down there. So I don't know if
John,
that
maybe
means
you
our
give me a new
conversations.
microphone. I mean, come on. What we got going in here, David Wolf?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I know you're close to
Merry
all the Georgia
Christmas.
Tech guys, but to have multiple Georgia Tech guys is something special for you, Jimmy, I'm sure.
Yeah, we actually got 3 of them. We hadn't had any for quite a while, and I got more than I can handle right now, which is good. Still a few Georgia guys.
Georgia
but
Tech.
I have a final question for Jimmy, JP.
Yes, John.
Yeah, back there in the back.
And this is not. I apologize. I will get you a gift someday, Jimmy. But we're almost at the end of the season. You've gotten a chance to know a lot of new guys, a lot of rookies. I won't ask you your least favorite rookie, but who's your favorite rookie? Who's the guy, or have you had a chance to get to know guys with COVID? How has that worked?
I try not to get too close to the guys with COVID, but no, that was you didn't get that one. But obviously everybody's favorite is James. I mean, he's such a good kid, nice kid, quiet. Doesn't never comes back and asks for anything, which is usually pretty good for equipment guys. Oh God, we're just breaking everywhere.
What is going on here? What? No,
It's
just
the end
hold
of the
it
year.
like you're reporting for us. There you go.
But no, I mean, honestly, we've done a really good job with the rookies getting high character guys. They're all super nice. I mean, obviously, my tech guys, the young guys, I kind of like them. We talk a lot of football, even though Jackets hadn't had a great year. But no, this has been a really good class. A lot of super nice guys, and it kind of stinks with some of it. We missed them during the off season, and kind of really didn't get a chance to get to know them too well until all of a sudden live. We're going. It's the season, so. But hopefully we'll have a nice little off season this year. Get to know those guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Jimmy, we know your department number. You'll get an invoice soon for a new microphone, but we appreciate you.
Department 23, David Wolf.
Coming down. Jimmy, have a good holiday, buddy. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. Appreciate it.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas,
guys.
Jimmy Luck,
Right.
head equipment manager, joining us on the program. We're back in a moment. We will play Big Game Jaguar and get the heck out of here for the holiday. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by the Fields Auto Group on the Jaguars Digital Network.
You can step up to luxury now.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Whatever you're driving, you can step up to luxury now. Plus, get our Fields amenities, which include complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes.
Make this your year to step up to luxury at Fields Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Land Rover, Jaguar, and Lexus. When it comes to the ultimate car buying experience, there's only one name that matters: Fields. And Fields matters because you matter. The Fields Auto Group, proud partners of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
You won't find a better deal to keep your ride clean than Scrubble's Flexible Service Car Wash. Start in the tunnel wash and experience state-of-the-art equipment while enjoying a soapy light show. Our quality soaps and solutions keep your vehicle streak-free. Every 3-minute car wash package comes with self-serve vacuuming, lint-free towels, window cleaner, and a free air freshener. Visit us at the St. John's Town Center, Fleming Island, and Atlantic Beach. And coming soon to Kernan and Atlantic. Trust the bow tie. You'll know quality once you arrive. Go Jags!
Why do you choose Farah and Farah? First, we have the financial resources to take on any insurance company, and our track record proves that we know how to win. Our attorneys and staff are a team, and we've worked together for decades. To us, our job is much more than just a paycheck. We love to help. And this is important. We never forget. It's not about us. It's all about you. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by the Fields Auto Group. And check out Jags at Home this Sunday. It's an interactive second screen experience on game day featuring Ashlyn Sullivan and Eric Dunn. And each Sunday, you'll have a chance to win $10,000 in cash and prizes. Who couldn't use that kind of cash during the holiday season? Visit jagsathome.com for more on how you can play and you can win. JP Shadrick, John Oehser, Bucky Brooks not with us this week. We'll have a full conversation with him coming up on the Publix Tailgate Show this Sunday ahead of the Jaguars and the Bears at Soldier Field, the game presented by TIAA Bank this week. Time now for Big Game Jaguar. We pick our player to have a big game this Sunday. And John, the floor is yours.
Well, flash it up there so I can see who I picked, JP. Oh yeah, Tyler Eifert. And and I joke, but it's hard because they're not playing very well. And the quarterback play is not at a high level, so it's hard to pick who might have a big game. But Tyler Eifert, at times this year, has been a threat at tight end. So if Glennon starts, which I'm leaning that way, he knows how to use Eifert. Maybe this is the week. I don't know who else to pick. I can't pick either of the quarterbacks. You can't pick linemen. JP, it's tough. But I'll go with Eifert being able to maybe work the middle of the field and shock everybody by having not that he's been playing poorly, but having a mega productive game at the tight end position. Been a long time since this team's had that.
Been a long, long time, in fact. There you go. I'm going to go, oddly enough, this team gave up 40 points last week, 38 of those by the Ravens offense. So I'm very cautiously going with a defensive player, and it's Myles Jack, which is not a bad pick week to week. In fact, I picked him last week too. And, with 2 games left, I'll probably pick him next week also. But Myles Jack has that ability to make a big play for you on defense, and it feels like this team right now has just a lack of those happening. They've got to get some takeaways. They've got to score on defense a time or two, most hopefully. But for me, it's Myles Jack. He has the ability to do that. He's had a Pro Bowl caliber season. He did not get the recognition for that because of the 1-13 record, certainly. But Myles Jack is my pick. If they're going to be in this game, he's got to play big. They've got to stop the run. And it starts with the linebackers, at least in my opinion. There you go. Big game Jaguar. In the books. Holiday plans, Johnny. What do you got?
Yeah, we'll be. I've got one more stop before this is all over with, JP. I've got Jaguars drive time tomorrow with Ashlyn and Brian, so we've got one more. I know you're hanging it up for the week, but we'll be here. My mother will be coming over. Hopefully, Jake will be in town. Have a good old fun Griswold family Christmas.
Sounds pretty good. I haven't hung it up yet. I've got 2 hits in Chicago tonight, one on TV and one on radio, and then I'll hang it up. And yes, but this is the last Jaguar-related activity I'll have, at least for the week, and just kind of hanging out after that here in town. So eating a bunch of cookies and watching football. That's it, just like every other day of the week. John, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and the family, and have a good one.
We'll talk to you as well, JP.
A little later
Merry Christmas, buddy.
John Oehser, out of here. Our thanks to Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber back in the studio. Max Hockman got us started today. Happy holidays to all those guys as well. And for our entire crew, I'm JP Shadrick. We'll catch you next time. Merry Christmas. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by the Fields Auto Group on the Jaguars Digital Network.